was nothing more than a cheap box puzzle, damaged by the opening process. Graham Scam Man. When Londoner Angel dated Michael Scam in 2018, arrived claiming to have lost his wallet, resulting in him using Angel's contactless card instead for the whole evening. After the two eventually stopped dating, things really began to get strange. Angel started noticing unauthorized payments on her card and assumed she'd been the victim of a random case of fraud, until she saw what the purchases were. Someone had been using her card to pay for likes on Instagram, as well as flights from Gatwick Airport. She traced the ID of the plane tickets, which revealed the name of the person who'd bought them, Michael Faisenfeld. It turned out Michael had stolen Angel's card details on their first date and was using her money to treat his real girlfriend and buy himself Instagram popularity. So as for revenge, press where the story became nightmare neighbor who let their dog do its business all over the neighborhood. Left in people's yards, needless to say, the commenter and the other residents soon became annoyed. So, the commenter took matters into their own hands. They normally like sights.
Siya lang magkayo ng bata ko.
Space. was the same idea, only
Chuck me one. Go red now.
for more serious aggravations, like response.
Shoo, 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 shoo. Shoo, 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 shoo.
Kindly to intruders on their land. So, when a farmer in Yakuzavik, Croatia repeatedly avenged he was furious. After asking them to refrain on several occasions, failed. The farmer decided to teach them a lesson by plowing the land around the stuff became almost impossible for the optimistic farmers. Best of all, wasn't their problem, as the farmer was within his rights, considering it all took place. Best way to get revenge. Breakups of glory. mother. And let's just say... broadcast over the airwaves for thousands of listeners to hear. Savage, but undeniably hilarious. That's for
take out her frustrations over her husband's laziness. She gave him a shopping list and sent him out for letters. Those items didn't exist. They decided to put his phone on silent, open search for seedless strawberries, and sour cream, and among other nonsensical essentials. Needless to say, after that week, her husband would think twice about neglecting his share of chores. When Stephen in 2018, one of his friends thought it was the first word of the document wasn't looking. His girl's friend Lee confessed to the prank, and Daryl informed him that the prank had cost him a break he needed to get university offer. Lee felt terrible. He went up to the teacher and graded the essay taken full of responsibility, but it turned out Daryl had actually spotted the paperwork from his essay before he said that. His friend feel terribly guilty. Revenge peaked in his social media post, exposing his deeds and apologizing to the thousands who saw it. Of course, some people were luckily scorned wives who know how to dish out vengeance in spectacular but petty ways are never short supply. One wife posted this huge sign on her front lawn letting the whole world know her husband was a cheater. It details the husband's smutty affairs with two other women that took place while his wife was caring for her husband's sick mother. If naming and shaming is your thing, writing bold municipal signage is the way to go. If your budget is a little small, but you still want to volunteer for cheating significant others, I'm for the Welcome Home Cheater on the white sheet is a perfectly suitable alternative to a highly illegal The cheating boy posted a message in the link. Congratulations on his business mistress on her fiancé, which is a sure way to get rid of their affair. Finally, it doesn't get more humiliating than having the guilty party stand by one of the city's busiest junctions wearing a sign around his neck bearing the charges. He viewed the whole town, potentially including the bosses. That's gotta stay. That's why it's so great. In 2017, Reddit's subreddit served up a super satisfying story. About shoddy service. When you arrived for a meal after the server had been incredibly rude and unhelpful, your beat didn't want to leave the tip at all, but to avoid an argument, you tipped 10%. The waiter angrily explained, here in Canada, it's customary to leave a minimum of 15%. He apologized for not knowing the custom and asked if he could process it. The server complied and took 10 minutes getting back to the installation table. When he returned, the patron gladly took the new bill and selected the voucher to give the server a solid 8% tip. You replace the avocado in each piece with a huge chunk of wasabi. The culprit would be pretty easy to determine after that. After all, the person with their nose and eyes running out the fire hose does tend to stand out. Possibly the best of all these food theft vengeance tales comes from Mr. ASDF 4027, whose ex-roommate would incessantly steal his food. The Redditor baked the cake laced with habanero peppers and mixed wasabi into the frosting with the final product in the fridge labeled "Do Not Eat." Predictably, he got drunk and tucked into the cake. Insane amounts of spice hit, he proceeded to violently puke. Or on the way out, that's not to mention when a neighborhood's homeowners association cited the homeowner for trash cans that were visible from the street, the homeowner was forced to erect a privacy fence. He labeled the test of them. This was probably empty. Fence inevitably gets cited. What's next? For anyone who ever encountered a child who bullied, instead of some vengeance therapy, the person who shared this tale with me had witnessed how it was always his and his siblings' job to rake the leaves in the front yard of their childhood. They'd always leave the busy piles out front for morning collection, but 2 days in a row, the bully came by and after all their hard work, scattering the leaves everywhere. The siblings decided to create another bomb for him. This time, they placed it outside of the fire hydrant, concealing it. He just heard his foot when he kicked the pile, but instead they watched from their window and go first to the pile. Ouch. Sometimes revenge causes a mistake. This was the case with a friend of a user from the Revenge subreddit. Oki's friend figured out their neighbor was flushing used diapers down the toilet, causing blockages for everyone else in the apartment block. Oki's friend got some rather devious treatment by securely plugging his own plumbing and flushing floors, toilets, and sewage to be expelled back out into the guilty neighborhood. Another pretty extreme form of revenge was taken by one individual who was tired of it, considered drivers ruining his grass version. So he put down a big board full of dams to keep his grass preserved from even treating tires well and truly flat. Sometimes better revenge is a little longer. Take this wife's revenge for her husband when you're a sandwich maker, for example. He made a sandwich at work the next day. Noticed his sandwich left the wrap on the cheese. The sandwich was in the plastic and saw the words, "Not sorry," in Sharpie. Husbands get petty too. This particular husband left work annoyed with his wife one morning and took his revenge in a truly diabolical fashion. My own passive aggression was served up by an annoyed customer whose order was wrong. The complaint doesn't get much clearer than I said it. On the plate, and the problematic ingredient itself. For too long, it considered people have left their devices online and walked away without facing the consequences. Thankfully, Redder Big Palmer figured out how to stop this. After a fan of Uber struck time and time again, he set up a camera to catch any owners and friends. He was successful and he printed out stills from the CCTV, placing them on the stage. Good to see. If you have any of your own bullying tales of passive-aggressive revenge, I'd love to hear them in the comments section below, or you can email me via the email in the description. It may even be featured in a future video. Thanks for watching.
They say revenge is a digital essence, and it turns out it actually at least examples of cold, calculated revenge to be found throughout the earth. From the ultimate way to stop a fruit thief to the greatest payback you'll ever hear of, let's check out some awesomely passive-aggressive ways people got revenge. Call cash. In 2001, frustrating high number of telemarketing phone calls by turning them into income. While only giving his personal number out to friends and relatives, he set up a premium phone line to give out every time a bank, gas, or electricity supplier requested his contact. These types of companies occasionally pass customer details onto the types of organizations likely to carry out cold call him, they'd pay per minute. In his first 2 years with the premium line, Lee made over 300 cold callers. He wound up trying to stop the cold callers he'd once despised on the phone because once the story got picked up by news organizations, he began making even more money from the journalists calling to ask
Yo que mi guarda.
British sense of humor. Snoring to
Yo que mi guarda.
wasn't enough for Twitter user Duck Mischief. Instead, and now her husband's snoring has been heard by over 1 million people. To be amazed, I post hilarious story-based content. So say no to boredom and hit those to Tokyo with a horrible woman. So, he Michael's social media snapshots of him posing in branded clothing and expensive contactless card instead for the whole. Unauthorized she saw what the someone had been using her card. commenter, Grumblebum of Oz, responded by baking another delicious-looking cake, only this time laced with 3 boxes of chocolate-flavored laxatives. Needless to say, the apartment's plumbing had its work cut out for it that night, after the second cake was consumed without hesitation. But the most eyebrow-raising roommate revenge of all was carried out by another of our commenters, who, honestly, may have taken it a little too far. After Clumsy Puff's roommates ignored countless requests to stop using the commenter's shower products, it was time to get real. So Clumsy Puff spiked a bottle of hair conditioner with Nair hair remover. Then it was just a matter of waiting. Soon enough, their roommate's hair, which he'd previously claimed was his best feature, began falling out in irritating coworker. Unless you're willing to go through the arduous process of finding a new job, you're stuck with them for as long as you need the money your work pays. The midlife crisis mobile and return to begins in return. Another selfish Parker left their wouldn't be quite so easy. A simple case of the inspired a Bulgarian anti-EU protest art exhibit years later in 2014. Though the original vandal's exact motivations back in 2005 remain unknown. Some have theorized that it may have been the businessman's wife upon discovering his adultery. Supermarket chains lowering their milk prices. Independent farmers, unable to compete with these lower prices, were unhappy. So, a group of farmers in France tractors up to the local limit to a new building in ad for the shop assistant tasked with scrubbing that smell. Was exacted by a woman in Hillsborough, Oregon. While she was out of the house, she taped up a box filled with a dozen of her 4-month-old son's used diapers and left it on her doorstep with a note saying, "Enjoy this, you think." She returned imagining what the package home and cracked it open. Better bring a nose bag. Get off my land. Don't take kindly to. So, when a bothering news of exploration and shot his feet as a about decided to teach them the land. Finding out entirely in and when the reason for the split is that's an even split. This level of pettiness was exceeded by another freshly divorced German man in 2015, who sawed almost all of his possessions. Still, that's one heck of a way to prove a point. Finish him off, the brothers poured water over his legs.
Yo que me va.
It's all adventure and snow.
And came up with a plan to stop this mutt's mess for good. Because he worked for a printing company, he had access to a big can of sticky, slow-drying blue ink, the kind that can make a real mess. He then bought and ate a box of KFC chicken before tying the box. Perfect for anything. Finally, he smeared all over the bottom of the box, turning it into a before Peter started. Completely harmless, but very, very. Putting the box inside one of his trash bags. When he went out the next day, the trash bag had, unsurprisingly, been torn open. Changed from glee to horror. Even though it was a particularly petty payback, I hope she wasn't. So you never miss out on any of the amazing content I've got. Back to the good stuff. I think we can all agree that cheating partners are the absolute worst. But when Reddit user R-Soul saw his wife cheating on him, she had the audacity to tell him to pack his stuff and go. Wow. Like a gentleman, he agreed, but only if he could leave the next day. Well, the next day came, and once his soon-to-be ex-wife went to work, he dutifully started packing up his stuff and loading it into his van. However, he had more than just his clothes and TV in mind. In fact, he'd only recently replaced their front door with a outstanding on his credit card. So, technically, right? Wasting no time, this wronged husband got to work unscrewing the door from the frame, pulling it out, and packing it into his van as well. Just before he was due to go back from work, he asked the neighbors to watch the place, and about an hour later, a phone call came through, which he sent straight to voicemail. Apparently, she wasn't very happy about it.
Bangka. Wah.
explaining to them that it was his front door. And to top it all, whenever the couple had argued in the past, her favorite thing to say was, "I sure did know where the door is now. In the back of this house." Payback. There are many ways to revenge a cheating partner, but if you the story goes that a woman from Ohio cheated on her tattoo. The boyfriend found out he didn't know. Also, he could bronze perfectly. One day, she came back to his chair. Fortunately for my faith in humanity, it turns out the COTL was in that work. That tattoo is very real. You're just buy anything. And another face tattoo anywhere on it. But if you do, and then you split up with them, it's not exactly revenge. One man found this out the hard way after being politely asked by a construction worker to move his truck. He parked up on an active site before his toilet. It was right in the way of the work going. Instead of moving his vehicle, though, he just told the worker to crank off into the toilet and take a step. As soon as the foul-mouthed man closed the door behind him, the construction worker leapt into the swung the machines of massive wrapping the guy firmly inside. After what I can imagine, the worker promised to release the guy on sincere. And that, kids, is why you never disrespect hard-working people on heavy machinery. Never let go. Nobody likes being woken up in the middle of the night by loud noises. Never mind inside. But for 18-year-old Reddit user Frank the Tank, this was he moved back to his mom's house in the knitting kitchen. The basement has been a problem. No matter how many times Frank the Tank stopped, even resorting to turning It just so happens that as part of the washing machine, freezer was also put in the basement. Latest surprise attack, he waited until his brother had gone back to